Welcome to Five Senses in 5 minutes. First, there's vision. So, vision starts off with a light wave or light energy, which goes through your cornea, through your pupil, which is basically just a hole that allows light in, which how big it is determined by your iris, which is a muscle that controls that, and it also determines your eye color. Once your light wave goes through the pupil, it will go to your lens where the lens refracts it, so it hits the right point on the retina, and this process is called accommodation. Your fovea is the center of your retina where your cones are clustered, and the optic nerve, where it connects with your retina, there is a blind spot because there are no photoreceptor cells there. Important takeaways from vision. Transduction occurs in the retina. You have two types of photoreceptor cells, cones, which are responsible for your color vision and your detailed vision when there's lots of light and it's bright. And then you have your rods, which are responsible for your dark colors, your black, your gray, and responsible for your twilights, vision when it's dark outside, nighttime, and your peripheral vision. And first, you'll have a light wave, which will go into your retina, and then to your optic nerve, and then to your thalamus, and then to your occipital lobe to be processed more. This is the pathway of a light stimulus or light energy. Next up, we have hearing. So you have your outer ear, which is just your pinna on your ear canal, and then your middle ear, which is your tympanic membrane, your eardrum, and your ossicles, your hard bones, your hammer, your anvil, your stirrup. And these are associated with conduction, hearing loss, and then your cochlea and your basilar membrane damage is associated with sensory neural. And the oval window is just a soft piece of tissue. It's connected to the cochlea. And then you have your auditory nerve, which is connected to your cochlea, and this goes to your brain. Audition, the main takeaways: transduction occurs in the cochlea. Yep, the hard hollow bone in the ear. Your hair cells in your cochlea and the basilar membrane will bend when fluid moves due to vibrations from the sound waves. And the path of a stimulus, it goes from a sound wave to your eardrum, to your cochlea, to your thalamus, and then to your temporal lobe to be further processed. Next up, we have smell, which you have odor molecules or chemicals go into receptor cells in the olfactory bulb, which is connected to the olfactory nerve, which is connected to the brain. Smell sense summary. Transduction occurs in the olfactory bulb, which is connected to the nerve, which is connected to the brain. You have odorant receptor cells in the olfactory bulb. This is where the chemicals or the odor molecules are taken in. And first you have your odor molecule, which goes into your nose, which then the molecules attach to your olfactory bulb receptors, and then that sends a stimulus to your olfactory nerve, which sends a stimulus to your frontal lobe or your limbic system. And this is why smell is unique, because it can elicit emotional responses and memories from the past due to this. Touch smell or touch sense takeaways. Transduction takes place on the skin, and most receptors are at the base of hair follicles. You have 4 types of receptor cells and sensations, which are pressure, warmth, cold, and pain. And this is your afferent neurons. They carry information from your body to your brain about pain, and it will go from a sensation, which will touch your touch receptors, which will send a message to your thalamus and then to your parietal lobe. Taste or gustation, and this is where taste buds, which are basically just trenches in your tongue, as you can see in the picture, which have nerves on them which connect to the brain. And the main points: transduction takes place in the taste buds, and you have 4 taste receptors, or 5 actually. You have sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. And you have your taste bud, which will send a message to your thalamus and then to your parietal lobe. And taste is also unique. This is why you can feel textures, because it's sent to your parietal lobe, so it's kind of a touch sensation. And you get stimulus energies that will go into your taste buds. Your foods, your chemicals will go in there to the receptors. And just some bonus points before my time is up. Balance is associated with the semicircular canals, and it's transducted there in the hair cells. And that's all.